So another one of these tests that athletes are facing is the 225 bench press. Kids at a younger level, maybe high school, sometimes face the 185. They also might see the spark ball toss. Either way, there's some things that we could do to really produce some more numbers in this test. I think it's a really good one. It shows upper body power, and this is the kind of universal test that they're using. The first thing you need to have in check is your technique. Before we get into any kind of tips or tricks or anything like that, make sure your technique is sound and you're being able to produce torque in your upper body. After we knock this technique down, say we're the day of the test, there's a couple things you could do that will really help you get some of these numbers in. One of the most important parts of this test is your warm-up. So the warm-up I usually like to bring them through is where we go to a lower number. We start building up to that number. Say if you're going for a 185 or you're going for a 225, you want to slowly start to build up, creep up, but you don't want to do too many sets where you're fatiguing. So say, let's just use the 225. I might have guys warm up with a 135, jump to a 185 for say 3, 4, 5 reps. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them go ahead and touch 225 once, okay? I just want them to bring that off the rack, pump it out once, and then re-rack it. After that, after 2.5 minutes, I'm gonna have them touch something a little bit heavier. So depending on how many reps this athlete is gonna take, say 315 is light for you, I might have you go up to 275. Say, 250 is heavy for you, I'm gonna have you go straight at 250. What I wanna do here is I wanna excite the nervous system. The same way we do with complex training, I want you to really fire all those muscles. 2.5 minutes later, this is when you're gonna hit the 225 bench press. So just to reiterate, I want you going slightly above your 225 or whatever your test may be, so we can really excite that nervous system, come back to the 225, and it's gonna almost feel like it's a little bit lighter and get you ready to pump out those reps. So I really like these guys to have structure. Depending on your training, you should know what number you're at, and we should shoot for a couple more since the adrenaline will be pumping during this test. So let's use 20 as an example. Let's say that you were hitting 20 in training. What I want you to do is start breaking this 20 down into clusters, all right? So you might unrack it. I want you to hold your breath in really tight. I want you to pump out 10, boom. After you lock out that 10th one, I want you to hold it in, take another breath, hold that in, pump out another 5. Hold that breath, pump out another 3, maybe 2, however you feel comfortable. And everything after that is gonna be ones. I want you locking it out, holding it, breathing in, holding it again, and getting another one. Everything here is a plus after that 20. Really, when it comes down to it though, is gonna be in your training. The main things, key factors you need to focus on is your triceps. I really like rolling tricep extensions. I like a lot of close grip bench. I like a lot of push-ups to really train that endurance so you're not fatiguing in your triceps when you're doing the test. If you have strong triceps, I notice that will go a long way as far as this test goes, because really where the guys are losing it is in their lockout. There you have it. As far as the 225 bench press goes, there's not really too much you can do. Main points that I like to see is I like to see you go over the number that you're testing at so we can really excite that nervous system, and then we come back to that number and we really try to cluster up how many reps we are depending on what you were doing in your training.